So I'm going to talk about the best strategy for more customers, more sales, more profitability in an e-com business, in a direct-to-consumer situation. And it's not an ad strategy, because if you just focus on your ad strategies and you leave this piece out, your ads, you're going to probably waste a ton of money on ads. They're not going to work. You're going to figure out how testing headlines, testing creative, testing strategies, and it's just not going to happen. So no matter how much traffic you send, if this part isn't fully figured out, it's probably not going to work as well as you want it to work, especially in 2022. And that strategy piece is differentiation. So why is this so important in 2022? Well, right now we're seeing so much change within the e-com space, within the brand space, in the direct-to-consumer space, because there's a lot of brands using social media marketing. There's a lot of brands online. There's a lot of products. There's never been more competition. And 5 years ago, or like 2, 3, 4 years ago, and even longer, there wasn't as much competition. You could basically put up a store or start a brand that, was about candles or was about shoes or was about electronics, and you could stand out and people would buy because there was more trust. There was more trust from buyers of untrusted companies, right? So that's changed a lot. And one of the reasons that that's changed is because of, as I said, all the brands in the space, but also brands like Amazon. They are 43.5% of online sales, at least in the US. And that's a pretty huge percentage of online transactions. And most people go there because of price, because of speed, because of customer experience. When you're buying from Amazon, you're getting the Amazon experience, and it's very, very convenient. So if you are selling any products that someone could just buy there, the chances that they're going to buy there is pretty high. Secondly, even if you're selling something that isn't sold on Amazon, there are so many products and there's so much choice. And if people land on your site or you send traffic there and it's not immediately clear that they should buy from you this particular thing, and you haven't figured out how to differentiate and up-level the value that you're offering people through how you present yourself, you're not going to make as many sales as you want. You're not going to be able to charge as much as you want. You're not going to have those repeat buyers and those loyal customers and all the things that really come with making a lot of margin in the online space. So let me tell you, that's kind of the why you should do it. So let me tell you kind of what you should do. So what you need to do is look at all of your messaging, look at all of your website, all of your social media, all of the stuff that you're making, and ask yourself, who is this for? And you need to have it be for more than just like, moms who are in their 30s with kids under 5. Like, let's say you're selling kids clothes, right? So you could say, well, this is for moms, and the clothes we're selling is boys' clothes or girls' clothes. That's not enough anymore. Again, especially in a world where Amazon holds such immense market share. And then there's also hundreds of other companies that basically could say the exact same thing. So you want to get deeper than that. You want to get to who are these moms, and to not be afraid to intersect as many things as possible. We're talking about more interests, demographics, but specifically psychographics. Like, on the demographic side, how old are they? Where do they live? What do they do? All those types of things. But on the psychographic side, like, what do they believe in? And what do they think is true? And what do they think is not true? And what do they value as people? And all those things need to come together and be really clear in your messaging, so that you can, as soon as people land on your site, they know this is for me. Now, it might seem intimidating because you don't want to push people away. You don't want to say, well, if I go so narrow, I'm going to isolate part of my market. One, probably not going to happen, because there's a lot of people, there's so many people in the world, and if you do it right, there's still a huge pool of people that you can build those relationships with. The other reason to not worry about it is, not everything is for everyone. And you don't want to compete with Amazons and Walmarts and companies that have such wide market share that it is really for everyone. That's not the way to go, especially if you're trying to get to the 6-7 figure line or 8 figures or even 9 figures. You can hit 9 figures a month even in your store without needing to sell to everybody, right? So let me show you a little exercise and kind of what you can do to sort of differentiate yourself. So one thing that you can do is this exercise called the Power of 10, which I learned from Tobias Derschling. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anyway, really amazing brand strategist. And essentially you want to create like a little line like this. And you want to start up here at the most broad. And then this is your most narrow. If this works, hang on, there we go. So at the most broad, you've got moms 30 to 40 with kids. All right. So that's at the most broad. Again, a lot of companies could say this. A lot of products could fall into this category. Your goal is to get somewhere where no one else could say it. That's ideal. Or very few people could say that they serve this particular space. So first you go moms 30 to 40, with kids. Then you want to go underneath. So we've got moms 30 to 40 with kids plus they stay at home. Then you want to go one level deeper. And we want to go plus. So we've got moms 30 to 40 with kids. They stay at home. Plus, their kids are under 10. And then you want to go even lower and you're like plus. So all these things plus they drive an SUV. And then you can even keep going. Like you just basically keep going down, 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 down. Like they country music. I was listening to that in the car today because I'm a huge country music fan. So you want to go as deep as possible until you can get to a place where no one else could have really thought of it. You want to combine your own values and your own ideas and who you would actually like to serve and the type of people, because all of this stuff is going to inform your storytelling. All of this stuff is going to inform how you write on your site and the people that are modeling on your site and the language that you use to describe your products and the images. Like when we talk about the brand stories that you're telling, it's like this goes from just any mom with kids, just a mom holding her kids, to a picture of a mom who's at home, who's got a 6-year-old kid. She's putting her in the SUV, and underneath it says like, for a stomping good time, you need X product. Right? The stomping good time is the country music part. So it's like and there's no limit to this, right? You can go deep, 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 deep. And the more intersectional you get with it, the deeper that this stuff can go and the more clear you get and the more specific you get, you will convert customers every single time with your advertising on your website. Not every time, because you can't have 100% conversion rate, but you'll get more loyal people willing to spend more money for the specific experience and the specific way that you're delivering your messaging, more than just any mom with kids who's like, well, I see millions and millions of advertising from millions and millions of online stores, so like, why would I buy from your store, right? So this is the exercise. It's called Power of 10. I'll put that here. And yeah, it's probably the best strategy that you could use to again, get more customers, more sales, and at higher margins. And I've got a free PDF below this video if you want to download it. It's how to differentiate your brand, and it's got a bunch more other exercises in it. So yeah, feel free to use it and check it out, and I'll see you in another one.